Bonjour mon petit chiflé, Amber here. Hey, remember? Remember back when I was supposed to be doing quarterly book hauls every 3 months, and then I just stopped doing that. I had every intention at the end of the year to catch up and finally film the last 2 that I was supposed to do, but it just became too much and it became overwhelming, and I was like obsessing over it to the point where I had to just let that go. I had to let that dream go, let that vision go. But I'm gonna try this year, I'm saying it now, to do monthly book hauls so that I don't have to go through all the stress of like taking all the books out, and I don't know, because it is like physically exhausting. That being said, it's we're in March and I haven't done the January or February haul, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do both of them together. It's not a ton of books. I'm gonna try to speed through this. In January, I really only acquired 3 books, and the first one, of course, I don't have. I put it away in one of my containers and forgot to take it out last night when I was preparing. So I'm just gonna insert the cover here, and it's my book of the month copy of Black Cake by Charmaine Wilkerson, which I believe follows like brothers after their mother dies and leaves them a black cake. It's like they're building, it's a story of them like building a relationship or something. I would know this if the book were here, but I don't really feel like pulling up Goodreads, and I don't want to talk too long about what the books are about. The next one was one of my most anticipated releases of last year, and it's still very high on my 2022 TBR since I didn't read it last year. I didn't buy it last year either, which was annoying. The phone's ringing, of course, because of course it is. And it's The Wild Ones by Nafisa Azad. How stunning is this book? I still cannot get over how beautiful this book is. My god. And I've heard that it's just as gorgeous inside as it is outside. I know it's like deals with a lot of heavy content, so don't be fooled by this cover. All I know about this book is that it follows a group of girls. I think it follows a group of girls. It begins with the main girl, Paheli, who has been, I think she was like sold by her mother and then rescued by this boy who had stars in his eyes or something. He tossed her a box of stars, and this is a group of like rescued girls like her. They have to save this boy who is now in danger himself. That's all I know. And let me stop because I could look at this cover all day. It's so beautiful, and I need to read this book very soon. I have plans to read it in May. I have most of my year's TBR set up, so this is probably the first book I'm going to read in May. The last book that I got in January I also don't have with me right now, and it's the Fairy Loot edition of Our Violent Ends by Chloe Gong. I have not read Our Violent Ends yet, also on my May TBR, possibly. What I recall of the Fairy Loot Our Violent Ends, love it. Can't remember. It's in storage. I believe I sent it around to storage. Okay, there's pink on the cover. That's nice. But obviously it goes with I have the Fairy Loot of These Violent Delights. Gotta keep the collection together. I have like complete sets I have like 3 complete sets at this point. I have like the original, I have the Owl Crate set, and I have the Fairy Loot set. So let's move on to February, where I have all of the books here. So the first book that I got in February, where's she at? Where's my baby? I'm so excited. It's my paperback copy of Legendborn by Tracy Dion. Look at free. Well, obviously I had to get this one because Legendborn, that's my heart, but also because the paperback includes a sneak peek or teaser of book 2, Bloodmarked, and also includes a chapters. I don't know if it's a chapter, a short story. It's a short story, I guess, from book 1 from Sel's point of view, and I love Sel so much, and I am dying to be in his head. So we get a little bit in his head. I wish he had a whole POV in one of these books. That'd be great, because he is such an, or that we got a full Cell book, Selwyn book. He's such an interesting character, and I feel like there's so much that we could gain from the story from his point of view, you know? So I still haven't read it. I don't know why I'm putting it off. I'm nervous, but love you. So next was my January Fairy Loot came in February, in the beginning of February, and it was Only a Monster by Vanessa Lynn. And I did have this book on my radar and had been really interested in getting my hands on it at some point. Look at these end papers. Instead of art on the reverse of the dust jacket, we just have the end papers, which I think is like really interesting, especially when you have art, oh god, the embossed covers, because if you just take off the phone's ringing again. If you just take off the dust jacket and just display this, the embossed cover, it makes more sense to have the art that you want on the end papers that are just inside the book. And we have them. Yeah, I just think this edition is gorgeous. What I know about this one, I don't remember. The main character, I think her family, she comes from a family of like monsters, and there's a cute boy involved, and I think he comes from a family of monster hunters. Okay, there are two guys I'm sure I think vying for her attention. One is a monster slayer, and the other is like this heir to this monster family. We'll see how that goes. So I think this is like a contemporary fantasy. Okay, great, fantastic. Next is, oh, this is exciting. The next book was sent to me, and it is The Arc of the Undead Truth of Us by Brittany S. Lewis. Love this cover. This comes out August 22nd. So thank you, Brittany, and thank you, Disney Books. There are zombies in this book. That's one of the only things I know. I don't usually read a ton of books involving zombies, but I feel like I can make an exception here. 16-year-old Zari Young is absolutely certain her mother morphed into a zombie before her untimely death, but she can't seem to figure out why. Why her mother died, why her aunt doesn't want her around, why all her dreams seem suddenly hopelessly out of reach, and why ever since that day she's been seeing zombies everywhere. So are they real zombies, or is this a coping mechanism? Then Bo moves into an apartment building, tall, skateboard in hand, freckles like stars, and an undeniable charm. Z wants nothing to do with him. But when he transforms into a half-zombie right before her eyes, something feels different. He contradicts everything she thought she knew about monsters, and she can't help but wonder if getting to know him might unlock the answers to her mother's death. As Zari sifts through what's real and what's magic, she discovers a new truth about the world. Love can literally change you, for good or for dead. What? In this surrealist journey of grief, fear, and hope, Brittany S. Lewis's debut novel explores love, zombies, and everything in between, and an intoxicating amalgam of the real and the fantastic. I need to read this soon. The next two are about dinosaurs, so to speak. The first one I actually just finished reading a couple days ago, and it's The Lost World by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, who also wrote Sherlock Holmes. You know I love dinosaurs. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say about this. And the next one is the one I'm currently reading right now, and it's Raptor Red by Robert T. I don't know if it's Baker or Backer, but I got both of these from Thrift Books, and I'm actually really enjoying this so far. I am enjoying this a lot more than I thought I would. It is following, the main character is a raptor, a Utah raptor. Raptors are my favorite dinosaurs, in case I have not made that abundantly clear. And this is basically following her, Raptor Red, through her life. In the beginning, she's just lost her mate. This follows her on a journey, one, to find a new mate in this like ever-changing, evolving earth, you know. And I think the fact that it's told through the Raptor's point of view is actually really cool. Okay, the next one I picked up at Target. Okay, first of all, I hadn't been to Target in way too long. Let's start there. But it's not my Target. There are several Targets near me, but the one near my job. That's the one I usually go to because I have to go into like do office stuff for work. I always end up at Target and or Michael's. But I only went to Target because I'm on a budget right now. Oh, my point was, this was like the only book in the book section. What's happening? Maybe I don't know, maybe it wasn't, I don't know, maybe I don't know, but it was disturbing. But I picked up Call Us What We Carry, which is Amanda Gorman's new poetry collection, and I'm actually so glad I picked this up when we did. If you follow me on Instagram, on Bookstagram, you will have already seen that I had this with me when I went down to DC. My mom and I went to visit the National what is the title of this place? National African American Museum of History and Culture, I believe that's what it's called. Culture and History and Culture, I believe, which was great. And I took a lot of pictures of this with the museum, and it just felt appropriate to take this down to DC, and I can't wait to get into it. I think Amanda Gorman is pretty rad. Also, she commented on Bookstagram, so we're best friends. Speaking of DC, when I was in DC, I finally got to visit Loyalty Books in person. I've been ordering books from Loyalty Books for a while now. In fact, I was reading A Psalm of Storm and Silence when I was down there. I had it with me, and I still have the Loyalty bookmark in the book, so I had ordered it from there. I realized that while I was going. Anywho, I got a few books from there. The first one actually is my mama's. I don't have it with me. I didn't grab it. Hold on. It's Even When Your Voice Shakes by Ruby Yaira Goka. I've never heard of this book or this author, and like I said, this is my mom's book, and I have to talk about it though, because we were just in the bookstore. I was looking at the shelves, the romance shelves actually, and this book just toppled off of the bookshelf next to my mother, and I turned around. I was like, what did you do? I thought she like bumped into the thing. She's like, I'm not even near it. It just fell off. So she read the flap, bought the book, took it as a sign that maybe I need to read this book. So here we have it. I read the flap, and this seems like it's going to be very, very heavy. I'll probably read it after she does. I just have to emotionally prepare myself for what's going to go down in this. It sounds really interesting though, especially considering I haven't heard of it. I haven't heard anyone talk about it. So for me, I got 3 books of my own. The first of which I've already read several times. I got a bunch of stickers too that I don't want to fall out of here. But I've been wanting a physical copy. I have the physical copy of the series, physical copies of the series on my Amazon wish list. And it's A Duke by Default by Alyssa Cole. Now hear me out. I thought I had grabbed A Prince on Paper, which is my favorite of the Reluctant Royals series. The one with JoJo and Nia, right? You know I've raved about this book. I do love A Duke by Default, right? This was the most recent one that I read. I didn't realize I picked this up until I was on my way home. Until I was home. I didn't realize I grabbed this one until I was home. So I will need to make my merry way back to DC to get the rest of the series. They're signed, at least this one is signed by Alyssa. Well, it has the side the plate in here. Regardless, that's why I need to go back, because if they're all signed, I want the whole collection. Next time I go, I'm probably going to get all of them. Let's be very honest here. For my future romance shelf when I move. The next book that I picked up was What the Fireflies Knew. by Kai Harris. This one has recently come onto my radar. I don't remember where I first saw it, but I haven't heard anyone like hype it up or talk about it or anything. I do really like this cover. This one, it says, in the vein of Jessamine Ward's Salvage the Bones and Sue Monk Kids, The Secret Life of Bees. I love The Secret Life of Bees. So this is kind of like a coming of age story of black girlhood, essentially. That's all I really need to know. This is an ode to black girlhood, and I'm excited to see where this takes me. And the final book I got from Loyalty is a book the internet has not shut up about, and I am excited to finally be on my way to understanding the hype. And it's Jade City by Fonda Lee, which is the first of the Greenbone saga, that's what it's called. This one also is signed. You can see that. The bookseller was telling me how their coworkers were all saying how sweet Fonda was when she came into the shop. They also have the book and can't wait to read it. So I should have been like, let's buddy read. So I'm so excited to finally have this book. When I'll read it, God only knows. And the last book is the one I almost forgot to include because I haven't written it down in my reading journal for some reason. And it was my February, yes, I have to take it out of the box, my February Fairy Loot book. And that book is one of the most stunning things I've ever seen in my life. Holy guacamole. Daughter of the Moon Goddess by Sulin Tan. Can we discuss? First of all, the original cover of this is so much bigger than I thought it was. The original cover is stunning. It's beautiful. But look at this. My God. Like, it's having a hard time focusing. Can you see? Let's just give you the full visual. I will not be reading this copy of this book. I'm gonna have to get an actual like original copy. This is for display purposes only. Like, what's sweet God. Okay. Hello. And then we have the art inside. This is so gorgeous. This is so unnecessarily pretty. This is the prettiest thing I've ever seen in my life. Exactly. This is blurred by S.A. Chakraborty and Elizabeth Lam. Shelley Parker Chan, that's the author of She Who Became the Sun, right? I need to get that book. That's a book I would like to read soon. But anyway, I can't get over that. That's it. Those are the books that I have acquired between January and February. It is March 9th, and have I got a lot of books? Not really, actually, aside from like ones that are for a project I'm working on. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope to be back at the end of March, beginning of April at least, with the next one of these. I'm gonna try. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you read any of these books, let me know what you thought about them. If you like this video, please, I said that already. If you like me, feel free to subscribe. All my places are down below so you can follow me, and I'll follow you back, and I'll see you very soon. Bye.